I'm not really sure how far the gap is between the WTA and ATP, just because I'm not in the ATP circuit. I think the WTA is a great platform for us professional women tennis players, though I think it gives us a lot of opportunity. I'm very grateful for everything they have built for us, given us a chance to become these stars and
Everyone keeps calling Alex Eala the future of tennis, but what if that future is already starting to fade? The talent is undeniable, the hype is relentless, yet the results still lag behind expectations. Is there something missing behind the scenes, or is pressure quietly taking its toll? Or are we all underestimating a breakout waiting to explode? Because if nothing shifts soon, will she ever truly reach Grand Slam level consistently?
Has that kind of pitbull, like Sibulkova was a little bit like that to me as well. Obviously, one of the storylines last week was Alex Eala and the massive crowds that she was bringing to Dubai. I think it was perhaps maybe more notable there because that's not a tournament that is typically packed. The Filipino fans had come to watch their player. And I'm wondering if you can tell us, in terms of her actual tennis, what is it that she does so well? Well, there's a lot of things that she does really.
The most dangerous phase in a young tennis career isn't losing, it's believing everything is already clicking. Right now, Alex Eala seems to be standing in that exact space. The headlines are upbeat, the crowds are louder, and her ranking hints at steady progress. But beneath that momentum lies a far more complex reality that's easy to overlook. The excitement around her rise is genuine and well-earned, especially with the spotlight she's brought to Filipino tennis. Still, the professional tour doesn't reward promise alone, and it never slows down for players still searching for consistency, identity, and the level required to truly compete.
Jenny Brady, she's hilarious. Yep. So whenever I'm feeling a little down or something's happening, I'll always go to Jenny because she'll have something funny to say about it, and we'll get a little laugh going. So yeah, Jenny, Alex Eala, she'll also have some good laughs in those crazy moments. So you really have to have humor with it. I mean, we're going through all sorts of things, so you kind of just have to be humorous about it and let everything happen.
You bring up Alex Eala, you got to play doubles with her recently.
What makes this moment so intriguing is how real the momentum appears from the outside. A deep doubles run at a major event like the Madrid Open can quickly create the sense that something bigger is unfolding. Alex Eala teams up with an unexpected partner, and without heavy expectations, they begin delivering composed, confident performances against seasoned opponents, making the surge feel both surprising and convincing.
I think it's really been just a magical year. I mean, 110 to go up 110 places, 111, I guess at this point.
Yeah.
Is as great a jump as anyone could have hoped for. I mean, she was just hoping to make the top 100 when she took that wild card in Miami last year. So to get to the top 30, to be seeded at these tournaments is just an incredible accomplishment. And, you know, the way tennis works, the better you are, the more advantage.
Their opening win wasn't just about advancing, it was about control. Alex Eala and her partner dictated tempo, stayed composed under pressure, and showed a level of chemistry that usually takes months, not matches, to build. That performance didn't just impress viewers, it forced the rankings to respond. Eala surged up 14 spots in the doubles standings, landing at world number 87 with 888 points, a position that signals real progress rather than a short-term spike. In today's tightly packed ranking system, every point carries weight. Movement like that can be the difference between direct entry and uncertainty. The reality of the WTA structure is simple but unforgiving. Players inside the top 100 earn automatic entry into Grand Slam tournaments like the French Open, Wimbledon Championships, and US Open. Fall outside that line, and you're pushed into qualifying rounds where the pressure is higher and the margin for error is far smaller. At this stage, Eala sits in a delicate position. Her ranking gives her access, but it's far from secure. The system doesn't reward past success for long. It demands constant validation. Points expire, results are replaced, and players must defend what they've already earned. Without a steady stream of wins, especially in singles, her current standing can slip faster than it rose. That's why the upcoming stretch matters so much. Tournaments like the Italian Open aren't just chances to compete, they're defining checkpoints. On the surface, it may look like another event on the calendar, but in reality, it's where momentum must turn into measurable results. If it doesn't, the consequences in the rankings will be immediate and difficult to reverse.
The things that make her opponents feel very uncomfortable. One of the things that she can't control is that she's a left-handed. There's always something about playing a left-hander that you get pulled out of the court a little bit differently. Her forehand is really good, but I think her backhand is better. Her backhand is a little bit more of an aggressive shot. The combination of her aggressive baseline shots with her backhand and then the ability to hit a heavier spin and make your opponents to kind of step back a little bit behind the baseline.
The gap between perception and reality becomes even clearer when looking at how momentum is often misunderstood in tennis. A standout performance or eye-catching win can quickly create the belief that a breakthrough is imminent, but true success is built on consistency across multiple matches and tournaments. Alex Eala showed during the Madrid Open doubles run that she can compete at a high level, especially in fast conditions where altitude rewards aggressive play and quick decision-making. She adjusted impressively, stepping forward, taking initiative, and engaging confidently at the net rather than falling into passive rallies. That shift in approach signals real growth. But as the tournament deepens and the quality of opposition rises, the challenge becomes far more demanding. Facing experienced teams with established chemistry introduces a different level of pressure, one that tests not just skill, but composure and tactical awareness. For Eala and her partner, the dynamic begins to change. They are no longer overlooked contenders, they become targets. With that shift comes the expectation to back up early success, and more importantly, to translate that confidence into consistent singles results. That's where the real test lies. Beyond the court, her rise carries wider significance. Eala has become a powerful figure for Filipino tennis, drawing attention and inspiring a new generation. That influence goes beyond rankings, but it also adds another layer of pressure. Visibility raises expectations, and each appearance brings increased scrutiny. The transition from promising talent to established competitor is rarely smooth. It demands adaptation to tougher competition while maintaining the consistency needed to hold ranking positions. Setbacks are part of that process, as players refine their game, adjust mentally, and learn how to handle the relentless demands of the professional tour.
Experience like being on the court with all of her fans around, and then they're cheering for you too now.
I know, it's amazing. I told her that. I was like, dude, I'm so excited for this doubles because I'm about to have like the most support I've ever had for a tennis match. So I know they're there for her, but I love the Filipino fans too, and I feel a little bit adopted when I play doubles with her. So love you guys.
In Alex Eala's case, this phase of her career feels like a true crossroads where real progress is within reach, but the risk of stagnation is just as real if key areas don't evolve. Her rise in doubles rankings proves she can compete at a high level, but the real challenge is translating that same confidence and execution into singles, where the physical and mental demands are far greater and the spotlight is much harsher. As the season moves forward and the calendar grows more intense, every match begins to carry heavier consequences. Points become harder to earn, and even harder to defend. In this environment, potential alone has very little value unless it's consistently converted into results. That conversion from flashes of brilliance into repeatable performances is where careers either stabilize and grow or quietly begin to drift backward. For Eala, the line between those two outcomes is becoming increasingly thin with each passing tournament. The conversation around her has already shifted. It's no longer about whether she belongs on the big stage. She has shown enough to suggest she does. Instead, the focus is now on whether she can sustain that level and make her presence permanent rather than temporary. That requires a different level of discipline, adaptability, and resilience, especially when facing players who have already mastered the grind of the tour. One of the most misleading aspects of tennis is how easily momentum can be overestimated. A strong run at a high-profile event can create the illusion of a steady upward climb, but the structure of the tour is designed to constantly challenge that narrative. Every week brings new opponents, different surfaces, and unpredictable conditions. What worked in one tournament may not hold up in the next, and the game quickly exposes any inconsistency. This is why consistency becomes non-negotiable. A few impressive wins mean little if they're followed by early exits. The ranking system is built on accumulation and defense, meaning every breakthrough result must be reinforced again and again. Without that support, even the most exciting performances can fade into irrelevance in a matter of weeks. Looking ahead, tournaments like the Italian Open represent more than just another chance to compete. They are defining checkpoints. A deep run could stabilize her ranking and build a cushion for future challenges, while an early loss could trigger a slide that's difficult to stop. At this stage, every match is no longer just a result, it's a signal of where her career is truly heading. Intro 7.
Magical journey for her.
In your experience, having covered tennis for so long, how often do you see things like this? Of course, we've seen Mboko go from 333 to top 10, but just the rise of Alex, as you said, over 100 spots from a wild card last year to a seeded player. How exceptional is this?
Well, you don't really see it from a completely unproven player. You see it occasionally. I mean, Emma Navarro had a really quick rise, and Mboko shot up the rankings last year, and it is possible because there is so much depth in tennis.
The challenge becomes even tougher when considering the level of competition Alex Eala is now facing on a regular basis. As players move closer to the top 100, the margin for error shrinks dramatically. Matches that once felt manageable suddenly become far more demanding, not just because of technical ability, but because opponents at this level bring experience, composure, and a deep understanding of pressure moments. In tight matches, it's often not the most talented player who wins, but the one who manages the moment better. This is where mental resilience becomes essential. Staying composed under pressure, making smart decisions at critical points, and recovering quickly after setbacks are all traits that separate rising talents from consistent contenders. These qualities take time to develop, but without them, sustaining progress at the highest level becomes nearly impossible. At the same time, the physical demands of the tour cannot be overlooked. As the schedule intensifies, endurance, recovery, and injury prevention become just as important as skill. Competing across multiple tournaments requires a body that can handle repeated stress while still performing at a high level. This challenge becomes even more complex when balancing both singles and doubles. Each format demands a different style, different movement patterns, and different tactical awareness. While doubles success can boost confidence and sharpen certain skills, it also increases workload, making energy management a critical factor. Beyond the court, her growing visibility adds another layer of difficulty. Eala is no longer just a developing player, she has become a symbol of Filipino tennis on the global stage. With that recognition comes rising expectations, especially in major events where attention is amplified. Handling that pressure is a skill in itself. Players who succeed long-term are often those who stay focused on the process, rather than being overwhelmed by outcomes or external noise. Experience plays a huge role in navigating all of this. Veteran players develop routines for handling travel, adapting to conditions, and managing both physical and mental strain. For a young player like Eala, that understanding is still evolving. It's a process shaped by both victories and setbacks, and each match contributes to building the foundation needed to compete consistently at the highest level.
Taking on Alexander Eala. Next round, real quick, just to ask you, you've beaten her a couple times. What are your thoughts on taking on the #1 player from the Philippines?
I mean, she improved so much. I played her at the beginning of the year, so I know what I'm up against, and I will just try to do my best again, and I know it's going to be a tough match. I have so much respect for her game, so I'm ready, I'm playing well, and I'm healthy, so anything can happen.
The real question now is how quickly Alex Eala can adapt to the growing demands of the professional tour and turn those lessons into tangible progress. Her potential is undeniable, highlighted by recent performances that have drawn attention and raised expectations. But at the highest level, potential alone is never enough. The shift from promise to consistency requires intentional growth across multiple areas of her game. That process begins with refining the technical side, improving shot selection, maintaining consistency under pressure, and reducing unforced errors in key moments. Just as important is the development of a clear tactical identity, one that allows her to adjust effectively against different opponents and playing styles. Without that adaptability, even the most talented players can struggle to maintain results over time. Equally critical is the mental side of the game. The tour is demanding, filled with constant travel, unpredictable conditions, and inevitable setbacks. Building the resilience to handle losses, reset quickly, and stay focused on long-term progress is essential. It's often this mental strength that separates players who flash brilliance from those who sustain success. As the season unfolds, these elements will start to shape a bigger picture. Each tournament adds another layer to her journey, not just in terms of results, but in how she responds, adjusts, and improves. Rankings will reflect that progress, offering a visible measure of growth, but they will also expose areas where further development is still needed. The path to becoming a regular presence in Grand Slam events is rarely linear. It demands consistency, discipline, and the ability to build on small gains over time. Momentum must be reinforced, not just achieved once. This upcoming stretch of tournaments represents a crucial window where progress can either stabilize into something lasting or begin to slip under pressure. Ultimately, her trajectory won't be defined by a single match or moment, but by the accumulation of performances across the season. Eala has already shown she can compete and capture attention important milestones in any career. The next step is proving that those moments are not isolated flashes, but part of a sustainable rise. As the pressure builds, the answer will come not from expectations, but from the results that continue to appear on the scoreboard and in the rankings.